Hi everybody, Natasha Butler, JCU Marketing Lecturer, and this is Marketing Matters BU1108 to BU2108, Week 5, Video 2. And this week we're discussing the consumer and the business decision-making process. We are now going to have a look at the consumer involvement in the decision-making process. So we've just looked in the previous video, we've looked at that decision-making process and the 5 steps that consumers go through every time they make a purchasing decision. But now we know that the purchasing decision at the level of involvement and the problem solving is different depending on the type of purchase, which I'm sure is something you're considering right now. So let's look a little bit deeper into that. So the level of involvement and consumer problem solving processes is influenced by the individual's degree of interest in the product and the importance he or she places on that product. And they are classified as high, low, enduring, and situational. So let's look at those in a little bit more detail. So for example, a high involvement product such as buying a house tends to be something that is visible to others. It's expensive and it is of great importance. So therefore there is a high level of involvement and time taken in that decision-making process. On the other hand, a low involvement product tends to be less expensive and has less associated social risks, such as buying our daily grocery items or a book, or maybe even a piece of clothing from a store. Enduring involvement is ongoing and long-term. So this is a purchase that's been planned for a long time, such as saving up to buy your first car or saving for a long time to make a particular purchase. And situational involvement, well, that's just temporary and dynamic. And that's just because I'm hungry and so I am going to buy a sushi roll because there is a sushi shop nearby. So the consumer's level of involvement is a major determinant in the type of problem-solving process that's employed. So we might be looking at a routine response, a limited problem-solving, an extended problem-solving, or an impulse buy. So let's look at those in a bit more detail. So the routinized response behaviour is that type of consumer problem-solving process that requires very little search and decision effort. It's usually for those products that are low price, low risk, and frequently bought, such as milk or bread. They're really the things we don't think about when we're making our purchases and this is usually because we've already had a good experience with that we don't need to go through the entire decision-making process again. We may have a limited problem solving, and this is where we purchase these products occasionally, but we might need a little bit more information because the brands might be unfamiliar or it might be an unfamiliar product category. So it might take us now a moderate amount of time for information gathering and deliberation, such as buying a new outfit to go out on Friday night, or going to a restaurant and choosing from a menu that I don't usually frequent. The extended problem solving is that problem solving process when consumers are looking at buying something unfamiliar, something that's expensive or infrequently bought. So due to this type of purchase, there's often a higher perceived risk associated with the purchase. What if I get it wrong? What if I've wasted my money? Oh my goodness, I'm going on a holiday and I only get one shot to get it right. So buyers use many different criteria to evaluate brands, and they spend more time searching for information and deciding on the purchase before they make that final purchase decision. And then we have impulse buying. So in contrast, this is completely unplanned buying. And it usually involves a powerful urge to buy something and buy it right now. And I mean, who's ever had that problem before? So the purchase is solely on impulse, and it's not on the basis of any of the 3 problem-solving processes that have been described earlier, such as purchasing a chocolate bar at the checkout of the supermarket. Whilst the consumer buying decision making process has different levels of involvement and problem solving, there are also some major influences that can impact the buying decision process, and we're going to discuss that more in the next video.